Welcome to today's video, postnatal abs or workout. So by the end of this video, you'll have 7 exercises to safely tone your tummy muscles. And there's easier versions and more challenging options of each exercise too, so you can choose depending on your strength and whether you want that little bit more or a little bit less. They're also completely Diastasis Recti and C-section birth friendly too. For more exercise videos for pregnancy and after having a baby, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified of my new video releases every week. I'm Vicky Wall, qualified pregnancy and postnatal fitness specialist and founder of Studio Bump and Beyond. These exercises are the very ones women from all over the world follow to tone and tighten their tummy muscles. So you'll need a resistance band, and if you don't have one of these, you can just grab a pair of tights or nylons because they're stretchy and they'll do the same job. And let's get started. So we're going to start down on our mat or on a carpeted floor, and we're going to take your feet together, soles of the feet together, and sit up really tall. So this one's just a quick release for your hips before we begin the abs exercises. So we're just going to rock side to side here, sitting right up onto your sit bones in the center part of your glutes, shoulders down, and just relax your head, neck, and shoulders, and press the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. So you're sat really tall. And here you can just feel that we're opening out the hips, just rocking gently side to side. I'm holding on to my feet here, but you can hold on to your ankles or onto your shins if that feels more comfortable. But just the important thing here is just to remember to sit forward from the hips and to keep your shoulders down and relaxed. Okay, so we'll do a couple more. One more side to side. And then just release. We're lying down onto your back next. So come down to your back safely. Roll over onto the side of your body first. And that way we don't place any extra pressure on any abdominal separation or diastasis recti. And then roll over onto your back. From here, we're going to do the pelvic tilt. So take your hands onto your hips, your feet are flat and your knees are pointing upwards, shoulders into the floor, and you're going to bring your pelvis, so just tilt your hips kind of back, just so you're creating a slight small arch in your lower back here, and then just bring your hips up towards the ceiling so that you're feeling your lower back melt into the floor, flush into the floor. So we're just tilting up and then rolling that tailbone away and up. Breathe out every time you roll your tailbone, that's the base of your spine, away and up. Just remember to keep your shoulders relaxed and into the mat underneath you or the floor. So this is a very subtle move, trust me, it gets more challenging. So we have 4 more of these, but we're just warming up the pelvis and all the little muscles, the extensor muscles of your back. 2 more. 1 more. Tilting the pelvis. Good. Now we need to come into a neutral position here. Alright, that means that your belly button is down. You have slight tension across the lower part of your tummy. Now to do that, we're going to connect to our core. So you want to breathe out. Alright, bring your belly button down and slightly up. And your ribs, your upper and your lower ribs, to kind of meet each other. From here, place your hands onto the floor next to you, and then just take your right foot up off the floor. Bring your knee so that it's directly above your hip, and then place both hands onto your thigh. Now I want to point the right foot, and we're going to push into the thigh just below that knee area, and breathe out at the same time. So, now we're going to bring the knee towards the chest. You want to really resist the push. Alright, so what you're doing is you're creating a push-pull action. So keeping the foot down, the shin parallel to the ceiling, shoulders really relaxed, try not to hunch them up. Push your thigh away. At the same time, resist and try and bring your knee towards your chest. Your back wants to be flush into the floor. Now we're breathing in and out, so try not to hold your breath. Breathing in and out. 2 more deep breaths. 1 more. Now, when you're breathing out, try to feel your belly button, tighten. Try and feel your lower tummy muscles tighten. Create that tension. That's what you want to be doing to connect to that deep transverse abdominis muscle. Okay, that's the one that gets you the flatter tummy. Okay, now let's place the right foot onto the floor. Do the same thing with the left. Take the left foot up. Place the hands onto the thigh. All right, and just push the thigh away. At the same time, bringing the knee towards the chest. Really create that push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. Okay, really getting that tension across the lower part of the tummy. This is such a great exercise to start the routine with because it really wakes up your tummy muscles. And then place the foot onto the floor. Right, we're going to do this again. I'm going to give you a more challenging option. So taking the right foot off the floor, bringing the knee towards the chest. Now pushing that leg away as well, pushing the thigh away. Breathing in, breathing out, shoulders relaxed. See if you can take the left foot off the floor and then both hands onto the thighs. Now, if this is too much for you or you struggle to control your lower back, it kind of arches up off the floor, go back to this easier version here with your left foot on the floor and your right foot lifted. Otherwise, this is a more challenging option. Push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. Knees coming towards the chest, pushing the thighs away. You can squeeze the knees together, squeeze the inner thighs together. Feel that tension here. Deep breaths in and out. Every time you breathe out, bring the belly button down, 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 slightly up. That will engage your pelvic floor muscle as well. 2 more, 1 more, and then place both feet down onto the floor. Now, if you do the easier version, we're going to take the left foot off the floor. Same thing, knee towards the chest, keep the right foot on the floor, breathing in, breathing out, push the leg away, at the same time bring the knee towards the chest, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, and then for that more challenging version, lift the right foot off the floor, push, pull, shoulders, squeeze back, shins parallel to the ceiling, point the feet, push the legs away, at the same time bring the knees towards the chest. You may shake a little here, that's okay. Breathe in, breathe out, just those muscles waking up. Breathing in, breathing out. Remember, try and activate the belly button. Activate and create tension in the lower part of your tummy as you're breathing out. And then place one foot on the floor, then the other foot onto the floor. Excellent, okay. So now place your arms down by your sides, shoulders melting into the floor there. And we're going to do small steps. So you're lifting your right foot off the floor, placing the foot back onto the floor, and then the left foot on the floor, placing the foot back onto the floor. So you're breathing out, bringing the knee towards the chest, and the arms are down by your sides. Now, I'm going to try and activate the brain. So we're going to bring the left arm over the head, and then the right arm over the head, on each lift of the foot. So you have your opposite arm coming over and placing it into the floor. Lifting the right foot and then the left. Now, rather than just going through the motions, I'd like you to really think about, as you're breathing out, you're bringing your belly button down and slightly up. So you're trying to get belly button really deep inside your body. And we're waking up that deep lower tummy muscle. It's like a corset, okay? It wraps around from your back right round to your front. And that's the muscle we always want to target first after pregnancy. Okay, that's the one that has been weakened as you've carried that baby inside you for the best part of 9 months, right? So we've got to strengthen that muscle again first before we begin to target the kind of 6-pack muscle, which everybody wants to target in traditional ab exercises after you've had a baby, but you always want to start with the deep innermost muscle first. Okay, so 2 more. One more. Now we're going to make this more challenging if you choose to follow me for this option. All right, we're going to bring both feet up off the floor, or right foot and then the left, like so. All right, and then we're going to flex the feet, push the soles of the feet away from you, heels are down, shins are parallel to the ceiling. We're going to drop the right heel down to the floor, take the left arm overhead, keeping the lower back flush into the floor. We'll then switch over, bringing that foot up, bring your arm by your side, and then taking your right arm over, dropping your left heel down towards the floor. Now you might find that to keep your lower back flat, it's easier for you just to drop your heel halfway down between the kind of air of the floor, as it were. Alright, that's okay to do that. So you just have to make sure that you're breathing out as you're lowering your heel down towards the floor. Now, if this option, this more challenging option, is too much for you, you don't quite have the strength there in your stomach muscles, and you find that your lower back is arching off the floor, or you're feeling this in your lower back, then you want to go back to the easier version, all right, which was the small steps. So that's with your feet onto the floor, okay, and then you are literally taking your knee up towards your chest, alternating between your right knee and then your left knee. Okay, that's the easier version. Going back to the more challenging version, if you're choosing me to follow me for this one. Now, if you have already worked on your core strength, okay, and you are now wanting a little bit more, and you're finding that this option, okay, is completely manageable, for you to do, then you can try the double heel lift. All right, this is where we're taking both heels down to the floor, and hey, we take both arms overhead too. Now this version isn't suitable for you if you're finding that lower back is arching right up off the floor and it's tricky for you to keep tension in the lower part of your tummy. That's always key. Okay, but I thought I'd give you this option if you're watching and you feel you want a little bit more, you've gained some strength, you've been following the correct kind of exercises for after pregnancy. So that's deep core work and pelvic floor work to reconnect and heal. Okay, so two more. Or just go back to the alternating, one heel down and then the other. One more, advanced option. Or alternating. And then just release. So we'll have your knees into your chest, shoulders are rounded back. Just give the lower back a quick stretch. And then place the feet back onto the floor, roll over onto your side, and come up onto your forearm now. Bring your knees back so they're in line with your hips, and flex your feet one on top of the other, and just take your feet so that they're directly behind your knees. You have a right angle going on here at your knees. So from here, we're going to just gently lift up the side of the waist. So this is your easier version, and then lower the side of the waist back down. Each time, bring your shoulder in, kind of towards your body or towards your hips as you lift the side of the waist up. You can place your hand here just to help support you, and just relax this hand. Now, for a more challenging version, we're going to continue the move by lifting the hips right up off the floor into a side plank, and then lower. So you lift right up and then lower. Just be sure to keep your top shoulder back, push your hips forwards, and keep one hip on top of the other. So you're lifting up and then you lower. Now for those that want a little more and you have gained some core strength already, you can choose to bring this leg over and straighten your bottom leg. All right, and then lift and lower. So your top leg is just in front, foot is flat onto the floor, and your bottom leg is straight. Just make sure your body stays in a really kind of beautiful straight line, and just show your tummy muscles a little bit of love, placing the hand around and then just encouraging your hips to lift up off the floor. So you can stay with this version, or you can choose the knee version. So lifting up and lower. So we're going to do 8 more of these. 7. Now every time you lift, breathing out, bringing the belly button in, continuing to connect to the transverse abdominis. 2 more, and your obliques are working the side of the waist here. 1 more, and lower. So we'll switch sides, bringing the legs around in front, resting on your left forearm. Knees just in line with your hips, one knee on top of the other, feet behind you, and your knees bent here at 90 degrees. Just encouraging you to wake up your obliques. These are called the obliques, the side of the waist first. All right, all part of your core. And you're just going to gently place your arm over your body here, and then encourage the side of your waist to lift up off the floor. Now, this is the easy version. Make sure you bring your shoulder in. More challenging, we'll lift the side of the waist right up off the floor into the side plank, and we lift and lower. Breathing out, breathing in as you lower. And just notice that my shoulder comes in, okay, on every lift, and it's important for you to do that. That will place less stress, that will avoid you pushing into your shoulder to lift. And remember, you have the more challenging version, so we'll bring the top leg over, take the bottom leg straight, and lift, and then lower in this version. It just means you have less of your body on the floor. Make sure the hip, this top hip, points directly up towards the ceiling, and you can rest this hand onto the floor should you wish to support you, or place it onto the hip. Breathing out as you lift, breathe in as you lower. Well done, keep it going. Remember the easier version. All right, you're on your knees. Okay, we have 4 more. Filling it through the side of the waist. 2 more. 1 more. And slowly lower the hips to the floor. So we're now going to come down onto our back. Again, always rolling over onto your side first, coming down onto your back. Now, this is not a traditional sit-up or abdominal crunch, okay? This is specifically designed to reconnect to the muscles and keep everything safe so that you're not creating more of a diastasis recti, or more of an abdominal separation, or wider distance, or stretching the connective tissue further. So we're going to take the soles of your feet together. Allow the knees to just fall out. From here, it's important that you lower your back, all right, particularly the lower part of your back, and let it just sink into the floor, the mat underneath you, so keeping the lower back flush. And then from here, placing the hands or the fingertips just to your ears. Encourage your shoulders to stay back, okay, and just perform a little pelvic tilt. So your tailbone is going tailbone is going away and up. All right, you're lifting gradually your shoulders and your head. Now, whatever you do, try not to crane your chin and your head forward, okay? You'll place strain at your neck, and we want to avoid that. So the action is, in fact, coming from here. So you're going to breathe out. It's important that your tailbone, okay, is scooped away and up. All right, you feel that lower back flushing to the mat. And then we breathe in and lower the shoulders and the back of the head back down. So you're breathing out and breathing in. Now, if you have more strength and you can keep your lower back flat and you're not pulling on your neck or your shoulders, then you can lift a little higher. But again, just make sure that you are breathing out as you lift your head and your shoulders. Now, the beauty of this butterfly crunch is that you don't start squeezing your glutes to kind of lift, all right, which typically many people do, and it just means that you're then not really activating the core. And we want to create that tension again, okay, so it's so important after pregnancy to connect to those abs, try and get tension back, all right, so just really pay attention to your breath. So breathing out as you lift, breathe in as you lower. So we have 8 more, keeping the shoulders and the elbows back. Try not to be tempted to kind of yank your body up and bring your elbows in. All right, really mindfully here. 2 more. 1 more. Now we're going to try and stay up. All right, we're going to pulse just up and down. If you feel that your neck is craning here, you can just cradle the back of your head in your hands by placing one hand behind the back of your base of your skull here and the top of your neck, and the other hand just on top, keeping your elbows back. All right, and just trying to bring your upper ribs towards your lower ribs. All right, as you pulse, breathing out on each pulse. 2 more, 1 more, and then lower the shoulders, then the head, back of the head to the floor. Excellent. So we'll stretch the legs out, take the arms overhead, just to keep the whole of this area a quick stretch, and then drawing in the feet, the soles of your feet back together again, taking your hands, your fingertips to your ears. We're going to repeat the action, so pelvic tilt, tailbone away and up right here, and then lifting the head and the shoulders, breathing out, breathing in. Try and keep your eyes onto the ceiling, and one trick here that I like to do is just keep or instruct people, to keep their eyes looking back, okay, rather than sort of looking forward towards your toes, because you end up doing that then, and placing stress on the neck. So let's keep our eyes back, keep your eyes back, looking up towards the ceiling and that little bit further back. Always keeping your elbows back as well. All right, and then remember the breath, breathing out as you lift, bringing upper ribs to lower ribs. This one is also great for reconnecting your pelvic floor muscles and working your pelvic floor muscles in synergy with your transverse. Okay, let's get a little technical on you then. All right, transverse is the deep innermost muscle. All right, so let's go 4 more. Eyes towards the ceiling, gently lifting your head and your shoulders, powering this move from the belly button and below. 1 more now, let's stay high and pulse. You can do this. All right, just connecting again to deep lower part of your tummy. All right, try not to overwork up here, just try and really bring that belly button down. All right, lower back flush. 4 more pulses. 3, 2, 1, and then release the shoulders and the head back into the floor. A quick stretch by lengthening your legs, taking your arms overhead, feeling that stretch all the way through the body. Then bring your arms down by your sides, take your feet flat onto the floor, bend your knees, walk your feet back towards your bottom here, and then rolling over onto your side. Coming up to a seated position. And then I just want to quickly ask you which exercise you're feeling most. So which exercise is really firing up the deep core muscle the most? Just quickly tell me in the comment box below. Okay, so now for the hinge back exercise, which you'll need the resistance band for. And we're coming onto your knees, big toes together, feet flat, or the tops of the feet flat onto the floor, and you want your knees to be about hip width apart. So place the resistance band just in the palms of your hands here, curl the fingers over. So make sure you have equal lengths hanging down at each end. And then bring your elbows into your ribs. We're going to take the hands away from each other, creating tension in the resistance band as you hinge back and breathe out. Lots of things going on, I know, from the hips. Now keep your bottom away from your hips. And then breathe in and bring your body back up. Again, breathing out. Just imagine you're zipping up a pair of trousers from your pubic bone to your belly button as you hinge back. Shoulders, just keep your shoulders really relaxed and down. There is sometimes a tendency to round the shoulders over in this exercise. So taking the hands away and then bringing the hands closer together as you bring your body back up to the center. The breath, breathing out, breathing in. Creating tension as you breathe out in the lower part of your tummy. Transverse abdominis muscle. Breathing out, breathing in. Now we're going to do about 12 in total of this exercise. And hey, you're feeling your arms too, right? So, more money here, more value for money, but hey, this exercise video is free, right? So, you are toning and sculpting your arms to the front of your arms with this exercise. Connecting to your core, helping improve your posture, opening out your chest. So we have 4 more of these, breathing out and toning the deep muscles of your core to strengthen again. 2 more. Taking my elbows out a little bit to the sides, that's fine. 1 more. Good, now we're going to add a rotation. So we're going to breathe out and just, in fact, we're going to turn the hands around the resistance band so your knuckles are pointing away this time, okay? Your arms are extended in front of you. We're going to breathe out and we're going to turn, bringing one hand right round towards the side and bringing your body back up to the center. Now, if you have a diastasis recti, you don't need to turn too far. We don't want to stretch the tissue further, so just turn, to like 30% around a circle. Imagine you're just, slight rotation. Now the breath is so important again, so breathe out as you turn. Bring that hand back. Keep the other hand just pointing forwards. Breathing out, breathing back in. Now, yes, you'll feel this in your shoulders, right? And your arms. But you know what? Aesthetic reasons aside of wanting toned arms, sculpted arms, perhaps that's what you want. It's also important that you have the strength in your arms, around your shoulders and your upper back to be able to lift, carry babies or your other children. Shopping too. Okay, so 4 more. 3 more. 2 more, stretch the band. 1 more. Good, and then just relax. And I like to roll the shoulders up and back after that exercise, release any tension. All right, so we're moving on to the next 2 exercises where we're coming up to standing for these exercises. And for one of the exercises, you'll still need your resistance band or your tights or your nylons. So this exercise is the step back with the lateral raise. All right, so again, although we're standing, we're still working our core muscles, and in fact, in a more functional way. So just place your right foot in front of you here, your left foot back, ideally with your heel lifted, but if you feel more supported, you can have your heel onto the floor. Taking your resistance band, just bringing it in front of your body here, taking your hands about shoulder width apart with your knuckles pointing away. All right, we're going to lean forward or hinge forward from the hips. All right, and we're going to just bring the foot back in. We're going to step back, all right, as you bring the hands away, opening out your chest, breathing out as you step back, and then breathing in as you step forward. So you want to, again, really create tension with the resistance band. Now avoid the temptation of going and letting the resistance band go slack here. You want to make sure that you're keeping tension in the resistance band, all right, and you're just stepping back, breathing out simultaneously. I really love this exercise, so it really helps, again, improve your posture. Posture really changes during pregnancy, and we want to just kind of address the very tight muscles, extensor muscles of the lower back, and reduce any kind of over excessive arch that you may have in your lower back following pregnancy. So strengthening and opening out the chest and the upper back will really help. Okay, you connect your tummy muscles again. All right, help improve your posture and also address an excessive curve in the lower back. So you have 4 more of these. You'll feel it in your arms. I know. 3 more. 1 more. Good, and then let's switch sides. So we're going to straighten in. So we roll the shoulders up and back actually, just to ease up tension there again. Okay, so Starting with the feet together, arms forwards, knuckles pointing away. Try and keep your wrists flat as well throughout. Stepping back and then opening out the hands, stretching the band, and breathing out. Again, so when you're standing, you want to create that tension, all right, in the lower abs. Ooh, the arms, huh? Okay, so not to too many more. Just breathing out. To make it easier, you can take your hands closer together, okay? Or in fact, that makes it harder, sorry. So to make it easier, you take your hands further apart. Okay, we're going for 6 more. Breathing out as you step back. 2 more. Last one. And release. Good, let's roll those shoulders up and back. All right, so now for your last exercise, you're gonna come against the wall for this one, placing the resistance band down. All right, so you're gonna place the hands onto the wall, stepping back. All right, your heels are lifted. So this is a really great exercise to do again when you're gaining strength in your core muscles. All right, it's a version of the plank, but it's against the wall, so it's far more supportive. So with your heels ideally lifted, but you can have them on the floor as well, makes it slightly easier. All right, your hands are shoulder width apart. Drop your hands so they're in line with your shoulders here. Bring your head, lift your chin, sort of up. All right, and then from here, we're just gonna hold this plank position, making sure that you have a flat back, okay? And then from here, we're going to come onto our right forearm, then our left. Keeping that tension in the lower part of your tummy muscles, and then coming back onto the right hand and the left, and then down, alternating. So right forearm, back onto your right hand and your left, and then your left forearm, right forearm, back onto your left, and then right. And you really want to keep your hips still here. There's always a natural tendency to wiggle the hips around or rock the hips. Sometimes when we're trying to get that strength. All right, so really try to keep your hips still. Two more. One more. Now from here, we're going to take one hand off the wall and rotate the body around, open out the chest, and then place the hand back onto the wall, and then do the same thing the other side. So taking your hand right out, or your arm right out to the side, and breathe out as you turn and reach. Same thing on the other side. If you step your feet further back, it's more challenging. Now again, the whole time, you need to be mindful of your deep lower abdominal muscles, okay? So that's so important. You, again, want to avoid just going through the motions of opening the arm out to the side and turning. All right, you're breathing out as you turn, breathing in as you bring your body back. So we have 4 more of these. If you have Diastasis Recti again, no need to turn too far around. This one's so good again, for the size of the waist. As many call them, the love handles. All right, so 2 more. Last one, turning the waist. And then placing the hands back. And you're there, well done. So if you want some more love and attention for your body and to have a fit and healthy motherhood, then download a copy of my free guide, the 7-day body reset for a fit and healthy motherhood. It just gives you exercises for toning and tightening your tummy muscles, but also some lovely stretches as well to ease up any tension you might feel in your body or in your muscles. So download your free copy in the link below this video. And remember, if you haven't already, to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for my weekly video releases for exercises for pregnancy, birth and beyond. And if you have a request to tone another part of your body, then be sure to let me know in the comments below so I know which videos to produce for you next. Thank you for sharing your time and your energy with me today, and as always, I wish you well for a fit and healthy motherhood, and I'll see you next time.